Oh yeah! What you doing, guys? We're back with the videos! Today we're doing, if you don't see Corey X Kenshin's video, slash that like button. He does Spooky Scary Sunday. Ow! My chain just cut me in the neck. Spooky Scary Sundays. And what that is, it's where you bring, on a Sunday, you put in the description saying, like, hashtag Spooky Scary Sundays, and you go to his Instagram and you show him this. I'm just kidding. The stuff that happens. I mean, like the horror things, and he will do the videos and he will do it for you. That's what kind of is. So this is a scary vacation story.
In Japan. I arrived pretty late, so I couldn't check into the hotel that I initially booked. So I booked the cheapest hotel that I could find nearby.
Get your snack, get your girls,
Aesthetically, it was quite nice,
to me.
but it did have easy access to the building, meaning anyone could come in and go to any room as they please. Plus, there was no security in sight. After arriving in my room, I ordered some food and watched some TV.
That's not food. What is that?
So I started
a pickle?
to get ready for bed. As I was falling asleep, I felt the urge to double check the door just to see if it was locked. I didn't think anything was going to happen, but I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Let me get comfy.
About 5 minutes after I checked the door, I heard footsteps outside. Initially, I thought it was someone leaving their room, but the footsteps started to pick up speed. The sounds started getting louder and louder, and I started to freak out a little.
Cover your eyes, guys.
All of a sudden, the sound stopped. I looked at the light shining through the bottom of my door, and there was a shadow of a person. At first, I thought it was room service, but it was too late for that. Or maybe it was some drunk idiot who was at the wrong room.
Ow!
As soon as I switched my light on, the shadow disappeared. I was confused, but I reluctantly went back to bed. That's when I suddenly heard scratching coming from my door. So I immediately turned my light on and shouted, "Who's there?" After a moment of silence, I heard the footsteps slowly fade away. At this point, I was thinking it could be some kids messing around, so I got up, opened the door, and peeked my head outside.
It's kids messing around
directions down the dark
like
and
me.
slim hallways. That's when my heart stopped. A man emerged from the darkness and ran erratically towards me. His face was contorted as he screamed, and I could see he was holding a knife in his right hand.
Look at that
As he got
animation.
closer, I could see him more clearly. He had disgusting long, dirty hair. His clothes were ripped, and he had cuts and bruises all over. I quickly slammed my door and pressed against it.
Ew, man, this is disgusting.
After what felt like hours, I finally gathered my courage and looked through the peephole. He was gone. I let out a sigh of relief and checked the peephole again. My heart started pumping faster than ever before. He was right in front of the door. He was wearing a maniacal smile on his face, and all of a sudden he raised his knife and yelled, "I'm gonna fucking kill you!"
Oh my god!
I jumped back
Watch your
and kept my eye locked
profanity.
on the bottom of the door as I backed up to my bed. I grabbed my phone and started dialing the police.
Yeah,
As I
you
raised
should
the
have
phone
did
to my
that
ear,
before
I
this.
saw that the shadow was gone. When the police arrived, I tried to explain what happened, and they checked the security cameras. They almost immediately recognized the man. He had been doing this to people for a while now, and the police had been trying to track him down for months. After a long night of no sleep, I finally arrived at the right hotel that I had booked initially in Tokyo.
That was
creepy
good.
guy was still on my mind, but I thought the chances of him being here were pretty slim,
Oh, she's
so I
happy.
didn't bother locking
She's
my
happy.
door that night. At 12:05 a.m., I woke up to a big bang next to me.
Big
I turned
Bang
around to
Series.
see the same guy passed out on the floor with a knife in hand. I was in shock. How did he find me?
Yeah, how did he?
I quickly ran out of the room and locked him inside.
How is there a lock in the outside?
He was finally arrested. Let's just say I'm always going to be locking my doors from now on.
Oh. I get it now. You can lock it from the outside, and then so that was not as scary as it was supposed to be. Now let's just skip it right for you. Well, that wasn't really skip. And a commercial. I hate that. Better now. Sorry guys, that happened. True story. So this one is like about a snowstorm or like a.
Ethan, and I'm a photographer.
Never mind.
I took a trip last year with my wife to the Colorado mountains for an art project. My wife is also an avid skier, so she talked me into adding skiing into the trip. We had the option to book a room at a ski resort or rent out a private log cabin. The second one seemed more romantic, so I picked that one. Plus, it didn't hurt that it was cheaper. The cabin was nothing luxurious or anything. It was a single-floor, 4-room little thing. A 2-person bedroom, a small living room, a kitchen, and a bathroom. It may have been small, but the actual idea of being secluded in a warm log cabin during a blizzard was amazing. However, the storm was interfering with the cable signal, so we didn't have much to do this one particular evening. It was just starting to get dark out at this point, but there was still a decent amount of light outside, so I thought it would be perfect for getting a few shots and videos in the blizzard for backgrounds and wallpapers. I told my wife I'd be back within 10 minutes and slipped on my boots and coat. The moment I stepped outside and shut the door, I noticed footsteps leading up to the door of the snow that had blown under the wooden awning.
I'm gonna look at the camera and I'm gonna look at this.
As whoever left them there turned and went the opposite direction. I was freaked the fuck out, but I wasn't about to go inside.
What's your profanity?
I decided to give in to my curiosity and followed the prints to the right side of the cabin. Right away, I noticed that they led to the bedroom window. My heart froze in fear when I saw this. I could see my wife sitting on the bed using her iPad. She noticed me and I waved. She laughed. I continued to follow the footprints around the cabin to the other side. They led to the living room window on the other side. Someone was stalking us. But how long ago was the question?
There's snow
I found
going
myself
down.
standing there for a good minute asking myself if I should follow the footprints anymore. For whatever reason, I decided I would. They were now leading away from the cabin. I knew I was following the prints to where this person was going, not coming from, simply by the boot marks. I followed the prints away from the opening and into the trees. That was where I saw him. A man wearing a black coat facing a tree, slouched down looking at the ground. He was still as a statue, and I could see the snow piling up on his hood and shoulders. I froze in my tracks, trying not to make a sound. I would have thought to ask him if he needed help otherwise, but this guy was just standing there, not doing anything, like some kind of deranged freak. I started to gradually move backwards without even turning around, making sure this man didn't turn around or notice me. When I got at a visual distance, I turned around and stomped through the snow back to the cabin. When I slammed the door shut, my wife came over to see what was wrong. I saw worry in her eyes. I guess she saw the worry in mine. She knew I saw something, and after a few minutes of harassment, I finally told her what I saw. She immediately started packing her things, telling me we're leaving right away. I told her no, we're not going anywhere. I would not get a refund for leaving early, and I wasn't about to up and leave just because some weird guy was walking around outside. She made a point of locking both locks on the door and making sure all of the windows were sealed shut. For the rest of the night, we read stuff on our iPads. I reviewed the pictures and videos I had taken so far. We turned out the lights early, as there wasn't much else to do. What if he's still out there? I remember my wife asking me. There's no way he's still out there, I then assured her. Listening to the wind blowing outside, along with the small flakes of snow hitting the windows, was strangely relaxing, and I knew I'd be able to fall asleep quickly. Except if it wasn't for the knock at the bedroom window. We were both still awake, and we both knew it was a knock from a person. I ushered my wife out of bed and out into the living room without turning on any lights. There was nothing to use as a weapon whatsoever. Our only option was to run before something might happen.
I told my wife we'd have to forget our luggage and make a dash for the Jeep. We slipped on our boots and coats in the dark in a matter of seconds, and when we heard a knock at the living room window from the opposite side of our car, we took that opportunity to run. I pressed the unlock button, so grateful I chose to have remote locks on my Wrangler, and we hopped in. The car started with ease, and as soon as the headlights flashed on, the man was standing facing the log cabin on our side now. Not a window, just facing the wall of the cabin in the same position I had seen him in earlier, as if he were hiding his face. We drove to the nearby ski resort without much trouble in the Jeep. We stayed there for the night and went back the next day to the log cabin to collect our things we left behind. He wasn't there.
Oh, God. Ah! Oh, God. I'll skip it for you kids. So this one is Scary True Horror Stories.
I'm 27 years old. I live alone in a rural town in Virginia, about 2 blocks away from my parents. My parents are both in their 60s, and my mom has become a very worrisome woman in her old age. Sometimes she walks over uninvited and lets herself in, since I had regrettably given her a key, which can get a bit annoying.
And that
Like
wouldn't
if I'll
be
out
annoying.
really late on
Like to
weekends
see your
at a
mom
bar
every
or
day.
with women,
Hey,
I would
honey.
sometimes come home to my
Hey,
mom
sweetie.
sitting in the living room waiting,
Hey,
worried
honey.
sick. I know you may just think, oh my god, that's crazy, why not just put your foot down and tell her to stop? Well, because you don't know my mom. It's very hard to describe her, but she's the kind of worrisome, innocent little lady that you just can't bring yourself to go against. And I hate to mention, she also has mild dementia. Anyway, this was Saturday night. I think it was around 2 in the morning.
That was really nice. Let's
Was that
just
in
go
your
back a little bit and see
can't
how
bring
much you're
yourself to go
scum.
against. And I hate to mention, because you don't know my mom. It's very hard to describe her, but she's the kind of worrisome, innocent little lady that you just can't bring yourself to go against. And I hate to mention, she also has mild dementia.
like.
Anyway, this was
That's
Saturday
so nice to
night. I
say.
think it was around 2 in the morning. I was at a nearby club with a group of college friends.
I'm going to hit
Really
him
the
in the
only
head
place
with
to hang out
this.
in this boring
I
town.
don't know why I have it right.
Ready to head home. I said
But
goodbye to all my friends and walked the 3 blocks it took to
Don't
get back
break
to
in
my
the
house.
neighbor's house right now.
I walked up my front stoop in my drunken haze and dug my hands in my pocket for my keys. When I grabbed the doorknob, I realized it was unlocked. My mom was here again. I quietly opened and shut the front door, locking it behind me. I put my keys on the kitchen counter and found a note written in my mom's handwriting saying, "You forgot this at our house, next to the box of half-eaten cake my parents didn't want." I didn't see my mom anywhere,
What
so
did
I
it say
assumed
on
she
the
must
cake? I'm sorry.
have written in my mom's handwriting saying, "You forgot this at our house, next to the box of half-eaten cake my parents didn't want." I didn't see my mom anywhere, so I assumed she must have gone upstairs to sleep in the guest bed until I got back, which is something she would commonly do as well. Then I heard footsteps upstairs, confirming it, and that's when I sighed once again. 27 years old, almost 3 in the morning, and she still has to wait up and treat me like a child. I ran upstairs to check the guest bed, empty, along with all the bathrooms. I was afraid Mom was having one of her episodes due to her condition, so I ran to the phone to call my dad. After 4 rings, my dad picked up in a groggy voice, asking what the hell is the matter. After I told him that I heard Mom wandering around upstairs in my house, there was a short pause, and then he said, "That's not possible, she's sleeping right next to me." My mouth fell open as I turned my head to face the dark upstairs. And just barely by the light provided by the kitchen, I could see a head peering around from the corner at the top of the stairs, looking down at me. I screamed into the phone as I ran out the front door.
Oh my god, I'm having the chills right now.
Explaining to my father on the way. About halfway there, my dad told me, "Alright, I'm gonna call the cops," and hung up. I made it to my parents' house, where my mom was already waiting at the door, worried sick. My mom explained that she did come over to clean my kitchen a little bit and to bring over the cake they didn't want. 2 police cars pulled up in front of my parents' house, where they escorted me and my dad down the street to my house. 1 officer stayed outside with us, while 2 others went inside to investigate. It felt like 15 minutes before they came back outside and said it was clear. They checked the crawl space, the attic, everything.
There was really nothing for me to report, other than the door was left unlocked and I saw the outline of a head upstairs before I ran for it. Still, I didn't feel safe
That's
sleeping in
not
there that
enough
night,
footage.
so I went back to my parents'
I mean,
house.
not footage.
Me and my dad are certain that my mom simply forgot to lock the door when she left, as her memory has been getting worse over the past few months. My dad has been stopping her from coming over alone from now on, which makes me both sad but also relieved.
That's good.
Some nights I still get paranoid that whoever was in my house that night never left and is still hiding in here somewhere.
Okay, guys, I guess we're gonna end it right there. Thank you, guys. If you're watching this, please smash that like button. And guess what? We'll be back. I'll do it tomorrow. If you like this video, smash this like button, man. And we'll be right back with a new video tomorrow. See ya, and peace out. And bye. Come on. What are you doing? You get out of here. No, I'm leaving. See ya. See ya. I said see ya.